Okay, let us start with your prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namne Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarane Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So reading from Bhagavad Gita, 14th chapter, and the verse number is 6. So please look into the screen. Tatra Sattvam Nirmalatva Prakasham Anamayam Sukha Sanghena Padnati Gnana Sanghena Chanaka. Again, I repeat. Tatra Sattvam Nirmalatvat Prakashakam Anamayam Sukha Sanghena Padnati Jnana Sanghena Chanaka. So, translation. O sinless one, the mode of goodness, being purer than the others, is illuminating, and it frees one from all sinful reactions. Those situated in that mode become conditioned by a sense of happiness and knowledge. So, this chapter talks about especially the three modes of this material nature and how it is working upon everybody and what kind of or what type of people get influenced by these modes of nature. So, previous shloka, Krishna talks about how there are different, uh, there are three modes, and once the living entity comes in contact with nature, so he becomes conditioned. So, conditioned, first of all, we have to understand what condition means. Everybody is conditioned by something or the other, and we seem to be helpless. We are unable to come out of that condition. Just a second. We are unable to come out of certain condition, and we always feel that we feel that helplessness, or someone who is controlling us, and we try to seek something in our life, and there's something which is not happening according to our desires or our way. So that is because we are conditioned by these modes, and accordingly it will work. So now one thing is, we understand that we have a body, and whatever I desire or whatever I want to do, I'm able to get it. That is how it is working. No, that is not it is working. This body, or the body, is what we see. It is acquired by the nature we have meditated in the previous lives. To get a human body is very rare. Now we have so many bodies we are seeing. We keep meditating, as in our thoughts always run like that. I want to be like this. I want to, for example, somebody always thinks about flying. I want to fly in the air. I like that way. So if you always think like that and being on that passionate mode, so nature, what happens is, in the next life or in any other life, he gets a body of a bird. Okay, so similarly, someone who wants to be naked. So somebody wants to be naked. We see this nowadays in the Western countries and even in Indian countries. You want to be naked, so there are trees. So trees are standing naked for many hundreds and thousands of years. So accordingly, everybody gets a particular body. Now the nature we adapt to a nature, and that is how we are going to build the next body. So our thoughts, how it happens is it goes with the thoughts. From the thoughts, it moves to the the subtle body, the mind, intelligence, ego. It will carry to the next life. So the subtle body carries, the physical body is dead. In the physical body, once a person leaves the body, the physical body is burnt or buried. So then the subtle body moves to the next life with the seed is nothing but the soul, which is placed in the mother of a particular womb or a egg or whatever it is. So what happens? We enter into that particular mother and we take birth. If you go into a seed of a tree, you're there and you become a tree. Or if you go into an animal, you become a baby there. Or if you go into a bird, you're born in that particular egg shell and you're born there. So like this, every soul is transmigrating from one body to another based on the thought process and the desires which it is cultivating. And the problem is, someone takes the birth in the animal kingdom, he's not able to come out easily. That means they work under perfect uh, passion and ignorance, especially ignorant, because animals are ignorant. They completely are controlled by the nature. So they do not have that free will. Wherein in a human body, even we are not completely free. We are working according to the nature we are associating with, we are acquiring. So in this shloka, the first one, Krishna is talking about goodness. He's telling it is purer than the other two. That means it is on a highest level. According to the three gunas, so this is the top one. So someone who acquires this is good. It's good, and it frees someone from all the sinful activities. But at the same time, he's still conditioned. He's not out of it. So the question here is, in Bhagavad Gita, after speaking so much in the 14th chapter, he's hinting that we want to get out of this miseries, or the kleshas, the difficulties we are seeing. So to come out of that, we have to come out of these gunas. So he's talking about this particular guna where it is freeing someone from the previous two gunas. So it is better to be situated in the beginning at the mode of goodness. So even in Krishna conscious life, we suggest everybody to come to the level of goodness. Why? Because this is something which takes away this guna. Someone who is associated with goodness, he takes away these sinful reactions. Or else the other gunas are always the passion and ignorance. It always attracts you to perform your activities, which is very sinful. And for that, there is a lot of reactions, which is against you. But wherein in the mode of goodness, something which is going to happen good for you. But this is not the ultimate goal. We have something higher we have to achieve beyond this. Definitely in the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita, he Krishna talks about how Arjuna has to come out of all these three guna. Nishtrai gunya. He says you have to come out of these three gunas to understand my nature. So that is what he mentions about. Okay, I'll not take much time. So another 5 minutes left. So the best example is the Brahmana. So Brahmana, if you see his actions, his talk, his speech, the way living. I'm not talking about today's generation of Brahmanas. From the historical point of view, the Brahmana is always down to earth, calm minded. So he always thinks about the Lord, and he wants to be into the service of the Lord. So above this is the pure goodness. That means someone who crosses beyond goodness is pure goodness. That is detach completely from the activities of three gunas. Okay, so that's how even this gets conditioned, because somebody who is in this guna, he has wisdom, he has knowledge, and he's a little bit proud of that I am far better than others. So that is also actually one condition. So that is the disadvantage of being in sattva guna. So somebody who is in this guna has to understand that this is not the ultimate happiness, because in the conclusion he gave in the previous chapter is, you cannot be happy in this world, because this is first of all a temporary world, and we have to see this place as misery. We see that this place is happiness, we are getting so many things, but actually there is misery in that. We have to struggle so much, do hard work to get something. Even the animals also, for example, the elephants in the desert, they walk for 8 months continuously, about 1,000 miles, okay, just to get some water. So is that not a trouble for all the, the complete herd? We see elephant is a very gigantic animal. Yeah, any large animals means on planet earth it is elephants, but still they are also struggling to get the grass and the water, because during the summertime from one region to another region is 1,000 miles, and they have to take, and in between there are so many dangers. There's lions, there's no water because of scarcity, they may die. Some of the herd members die on the way, but still they have to move on again, they have to come back to the same region. So this is even for the Gajaraja. Gaja means elephant. So even that personality has to go through so much of turbulence in life just to get some water and grass. So this is happening in this world. But we see, every animal, it's all getting water, food, everything. It's nice, happy. No, there is a lot of trouble going on everywhere. So don't see this place as a place where you can be happy. So that is first realization you should have always, that whatsoever in my life the condition is, I will get into trouble. That means there will be some misery, and everything what I see here is temporary. Okay, this is the thinking of mode of goodness. Okay, so this is the actual realization. So then you move on to the next level. Okay, so here another another feature of goodness is, this is like a gate pass, I can say. This particular mode gives you like a gate pass, you can move to the next level. Someone being in lower level passion or ignorance, he cannot understand shastra, he cannot understand what devotional service is. So he cannot understand how the worship of the Lord is happening. That's why when we begin with the Krishna consciousness, we inculcate this type of practice where one person can come to the level of goodness. He can understand. So then he gets the taste. So once you get the taste, you'll move on. So you'll get into the practice and you'll start liking it. Okay, devotional life is something different from the normal life, but yet our activities remain the same, but the results are different. So that is how we have to get into this. So, someone who is serious in Krishna consciousness, who wants, associated with the Lord, he wants to get out of all these miseries, who wants to see the real happiness, who's always troubled by so many things. Even though we have money, we have properties, or so many things we have in our life, but still there is the feeling, I'm unhappy, I'm not complete today. There's not happening much in my life. So if you want to get out of that, you have to come to this devotional service. That's why the previous generations and the present generations have been recommending to get into this devotional life, because we have to worship the supreme Lord. Atheist is a separate thing. because atheists do not believe at all. So we are not going to talk about them because they are going to suffer. Even if you deny that no, there is no God, everything works on our hard work, everything, but still they are also suffering. They do not understand that. But the person who understands, okay, there is someone who's controlling, there is who's a superpower above us, and we are not able to do on our own. It depends on the mercy of the superior person. So we have to surrender. So that's why in Bhagavad Gita 4.34, Krishna tells to Arjuna that first of all you surrender. Okay, so you surrender, you inquire, you seek answers, then you start your practice. So we have to approach the spiritual master. So that's why if you see Srila Prabhupada has written this voluminous books, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, so much of commentary he has given. Why? So that we can read, understand our life better. So it may be like today I read this sloka, I'll have today one realization. The same sloka you read after 1 week or maybe after a couple of days, the same purport, the same this one. So it is still refreshing. Something we read in our life, the normal books, one time we read and we don't read it again and we don't like to read it again. But if you keep reading this, it keeps refreshing your memory and it is nice. It's a realization. That's why these words which are written in the book, it's not normal, it's transcendental. Transcendental means which is beyond this nature. So these shlokas, though given 5,000 years back, spoken by Lord Krishna, and even in the Srimad Bhagavatam, there's a conversation between the devotees. So still, it is refreshing because this knowledge is a gem, and this always, runs through our mind. We always, okay, this is how we have to live. This is how actual life is. This is how devotional life is, and once we perform that, we are guaranteed. Okay, Krishna guarantees that the one who keeps practicing, uh, you keep practicing lifelong. It's a daily activity, daily routine activity. You keep practicing this, and at the end of the life, he will make you remember. That means when a person is leaving the body, he loses his vision. He cannot see what is happening in his friend. He cannot hear, and the only thing runs is the mind. You're not able to talk, you're not able to smell anything. You have seen someone loses consciousness, the parameters, the doctors in the hospital, they shout, they tap on the face or the body. He's not able to see, the vision is gone, he's not able to speak, he's not able to smell because the breathing is stopping. So what is happening inside the mind is running through, it's like a films. Within seconds all the important activities in your life is happening. These are the some of the near death experiences people have shared. Okay, there are a lot of documentaries, you can search in the Google, not only about devotees. I'm talking about the people who had near death experiences. It's called NDE. So even they have told that whatever happened in their life, important events, important people they had associated with, all were coming in front of them. And some people who, those who came out of this back to life, the body again it came, so they were able to experience this. So what it means is, when we are about to leave the body, we have to remember the Lord. That means our activities has to be such that we have to be associated with these kind of people, that we will be able to remember the Lord. So it is in our hands what to do. Okay, so it starts with goodness. So this sloka is perfect for this chapter, where Krishna is talking about goodness. Then you can move further. But later, next shlokas, he talks about further, the modes or the gunas, and it continues with how food, how the way of living, the worship, everything is associated with. So we have to understand with a humble mind or humility. We should not always be proud of our previous knowledge. We might be, I might have done my IAS, I might have done my IIT. I may be in a very big position in a company or in a government service. We should not read Bhagavad Gita in that particular mode. We have to have this feeling that I'm nothing. Okay, Whatever my previous knowledge is because of the activities or the actions from the past I have got it. So the Bhagavad Gita has to be read in a very humble mode. So that is the beginning. So one who is humble, he can easily approach, and he is able to understand. So you have to carry this humility to understand these slokas. If you are proud and I'm doing everything, then you cannot understand. Okay, so I'll stop my class here. Anybody has any questions or comments, or we can conclude for the day.